Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the sleep school vlog. You'll see me at the start of this video mentioning some phrases that were probably a little bit uneducated of myself to say. I want to point out as well that at the very start I do say that the babies were screaming. They were not. The biggest thing that sleep school taught us was the difference between a grizzle and a cry/scream. A lot of the times us as mothers actually mistake grizzling for screaming, and it's not actually the case. So I just want to put it out there. I wanted to keep that clip in the video because it is a raw and honest encounter of how I was feeling the very first time I walked into the unit. I was desperate for help and we needed to be there, and I would do it all over again. I just wanted to explain also how it's the setup. So sleep school for us was a 5-night admission. The first 2 nights us mothers were given the night off, so the nurses actually got up to our children during the night. Obviously, if there were any breastfeeding mothers there, that they would wake the breastfeeding mother up and help them out with the feeds. The mothers had the option to express or formula or keep breastfeeding. They fully supported all of that, but they just wanted to do that because usually when mums go to sleep school, it's because they're exhausted. They have maternal exhaustion. Quite often they've got some sort of depression or anxiety or some issues going on where they just need a break and a full night's sleep. So that's what they do for the first 2 nights. We do lots of education for the first 2 days, but it just means that for night 3, 4 and 5 we are fully on board. We are able to, well, they get us up when the babies start to grizzle. We do the settling, we do absolutely everything. So stay tuned and here we go. Right now I am just packing for sleep school and I'm starting to get nervous in a way that I haven't felt about sleep school so far. I'm really worried about what to pack and I don't even know why. I keep thinking I'm going to like a private hospital in a really fancy area in Melbourne. And what happens if the other mums are dressed up really fancy and I just come here in my Kmart clothes and gym gear and look like a bogan? I don't even know why. Like, it's so silly. I'm so confident in myself at the moment that I don't need to worry about this stuff, but I think my mind's going to another place where it's allowing me to just think irrationally because I'm actually really nervous about going. And I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it. A few mums have contacted me. A few people I've worked with have gone to the sleep school and had some fantastic results, but you still get nervous. The bags are mostly packed. I've just got to wait for William to wake up so I can put the rest of his stuff in there. They've asked me to pack a spare bag for William, and I presume this is for when they take over and take him for the next 2 nights, but I'm just so nervous, guys. Wish me luck. A little bit about William's sleeping and how we've been coping over the time. He was a really good sleeper until he was about 10 months old, I think it was, and we moved house twice in a matter of about 6 weeks, and he also started daycare. That was at the start of this year in January. We sold our house, then we moved to my mum and dad's house for 6 weeks, and then we moved to this beautiful house now that we are so fortunate now to call home. And at the same time I started working more, so William went to daycare. From then on, William was sleeping terribly. He went from waking up once a night for a bottle to constantly waking up all night, having to resettle. Once we moved into this particular house, it became really bad to the point where we were up for probably, and still have been, 2 to 4 hours a night, and I was just not coping very well. I was taking out all of my anger on Kyle. You know, Kyle works night shift. He can't really do much for me when William is awake all night other than try and support me through it. It was taking a toll on mine and Kyle's relationship. It was taking a toll on my friendships. It was taking a toll on myself. I just stopped looking after myself. I was turning to food all the time because I just couldn't cope and I just felt like I needed energy. And it wasn't until very recently that I realized it was actually affecting my relationship with William, and this is what upsets me the most. I've cried so much leading up to this, but now I'm ready to just try and fix everything. I got the referral for sleep school back in June. It's now the end of October, and it took me until September to put the referral in because I felt like a failure. I felt like I had done something wrong. I felt like I could have been a better mother. I felt like I'm the reason why he's like this. For so long, I haven't known what type of mother I wanted to be. I didn't know whether I wanted to be a routine mum, whether I wanted to be a free mum. And because of that, I have confused William. We have gone in and out of routines ever since he was a baby. Poor William has just not really known what way is up. He's so cranky all the time. He is just feral some days. And I hate saying that about my son, because you don't want to say those things about your baby, or the person that you're supposed to love more than anything. I was finding that I wanted to spend more and more time away from him because I felt like I never could get a break. It was just, I was always tired, I was always working, and then I had, on my days off and William's days off, I had to be a mother, and I have felt exhausted. I know that motherhood's not supposed to feel like this, and I know that I'm not depressed or anxious. I'm sleep deprived. I am exhausted all the time. We need help, and I want to start repairing all the things that have been broken. Kyle and I want to grow a family. There is no way in hell I'm going to be able to have a baby with William the way he is. And I'm just enabling his behaviour right now. So I just have to get some help. Hopefully everything will get sorted out. I am feeling very scared because I have had a few people now contact me and tell me that the first 2 days are really hard. I am actually really petrified about that because I feel like William is going to be treated so disciplined for something that he's not really doing wrong. And I'm actually upset because I feel like he's getting punished for something that I'm doing, or I have done, or I haven't taught him properly. And I'm just really scared for that. I am such a affectionate mum. I need him close to me all the time, more for my sake than for his, and I just know that the next couple of nights are going to be really hard and really tough, and I just pray to God that it's going to be worth it, because I keep getting really confident and thinking this is going to work, this is going to help us, and then I keep thinking that poor William is going to get punished for me not being able to be a good mum to him. So yeah, we're all packed, we're ready to go, and we're about to head down to sleep school. So wish us luck, guys. We've just arrived in our room and I'm already getting a little bit emotional because I've just walked past all the infant rooms and it really just looks like a jail. And a couple of them are screaming. Obviously it must be day nap time, and I'm just so nervous. I really hope we've done the right thing here. I'm really, really nervous. Alright, what are we going to do, mister? Ready? What do you got there? What you got there? Come on, I love you. You going to push this with mommy? You going to help me push it? Thank you. Thank you, mister. I've just met with one of the Mothercraft nurses here. I just went through the program and what he's been doing and what the expectation is, and it's really, oh, I don't know. I feel like my lifestyle is a lot of the reason why he doesn't sleep very well. The times that they suggest to put him down and get him wake up don't really suit my lifestyle. I'm just thinking now that maybe I need to stop doing morning shifts because then I have to wake him up so early, or maybe I do mornings on days that I know that Kyle can look after him. I just don't know. He's being a terror though. They want to give me a sleeping tablet tonight, but I'm just not really too keen on that idea because I've had them before because I've had issues sleeping after night shift, and it just makes me feel like absolute poo. They have put William on the complete opposite side of the unit, so I will not be able to hear him crying. Hopefully that will help. It's not going to bother me if I hear other people's babies crying, but hearing him cry, it will just make me so sad. Day 1 of sleep school is almost over, and I must say it hasn't been too bad today. William and I were also seen by a doctor. They did a bit of an assessment with us to see how our mental health was going, how his growth's going, his development, all that sort of stuff. I was seen by a nurse and she kind of run down his sleep and wake up time. We were given a few different options because obviously I work shift work, so I get up really early. Some days he's going to be getting up earlier than what the program says that he should, but she said we're going to work through all that towards the end of the week. One thing that has been a bit of an issue is that William does not like to eat any finger food or like grown-up food at dinner time. He's a puree boy through and through. We tried and assisted with trying to make him eat food that we eat, but he just does not do it. So he ended up having puree today, but they weren't really too keen on him eating those foods. But I just, you know, he's eating vegetables. I'd rather him eat vegetables that were pureed than live off nuggets and chips and pieces of pasta. So that's what happened with that. They want to keep giving him toddler meals as well as puree, which I'm happy to do, but I still want him to have his vegetables, and he just literally just throws the food on the floor. What's been happening with us lately is that William is taking 1 to 2 hours to settle when we put him to bed. So we put him to bed about 6:30, and usually by about 8:30 he's asleep, but it's multiple resettles. So I was ready for him to have to be resettled quite a lot tonight, but of course that did not happen. What the hell, William? Thank you for making mum look like a big fat liar. What I did do tonight is that we had dinner, we had a bath, we had the bottle in our room, this room, and then I took him to bed. I put him in his sleeping bag, put him into the bed, I said goodnight and walked out. That's all I did. What was really different for William though is that he doesn't usually have his bottle outside of his bed. William has been a terrible feeder, and I will talk about this another time. But anyway, he always has his bottles in his bed. They said no more, you will not be having any more bottles in bed, which he didn't like to do at all. He usually has all of this bottle, but as you can see, he only had about half of it. I'm not really too sure how he's going to go tonight, but one thing that we are doing, which is different to what we usually do as well, is that he will be having a dream feed. Even at 19 months old, they're going to give him 1 dream feed tonight because he is waking up overnight for bottles. So we're going to try and preempt him waking. So instead of him telling us that he wants something to eat, we're going to tell him that he's eating. So hopefully that'll make him sleep all night. He's only having a dream feed tonight. He will not be having one anymore. Not that he has anyway, but this is the first and only night that they're going to be doing a dream feed. If he does wake up tonight between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning, they will offer him another bottle. But as of tomorrow night, he will no longer be having bottles overnight. He has to learn how to resettle. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm hopeful and I'm ready to do what's right for Will for once. Well, it feels like for once. I know I do the right thing by him. I'm very soft when it comes to mothering. What's really nice is I've met quite a few mothers around the ward already. They're lovely. I have no idea why I was stressing so much to come here and why I thought there was going to be so much expectation. The women are lovely. We can all relate to each other. Everyone's very open. We all mother so differently, you can already tell, but we're all here for a reason, and I just really love so far how we've all come together. William is the oldest baby here. He's not a baby anymore, he's a toddler. But he's a good 9 to 10 months older than all the other babies here. So that's one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about. I was really hoping there would be some more children around his age for him to play with, but it's really cute to see the other babies. So they're ranging anywhere from 4 months to 10 months old. A lot of the mummies have been saying to me, why did you wait for so long to get help? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, William was a really good sleeper. But after talking to them, and especially some of the reasons why they're here, it's made me realize that William hasn't been a good sleeper. He hasn't been a good sleeper for his whole life. He hasn't slept well during the day. He hasn't slept well during the night. But I was just not really aware of this. I thought that's what motherhood was. I thought that was normal. So I'm just going to definitely make sure that I utilize places like this for my future children. If they do have issues sleeping, I'll definitely be picking it up earlier and asking for help, especially if this sleep school does work, which I'm hoping to God it does. Tomorrow we've got a huge information session that goes for about 2 hours. So they'll be looking after the babies for us. It's going to be good to get some good research and actual facts and figures. I feel like I could take a lot away from that. But yeah, that's day 1 done and dusted. So all I'm going to do now is I've got about 40 minutes until I have to give William a dream feed. So I'm going to have a shower, I'm going to put my new pajamas on, jump into bed and hopefully get a really good night's sleep. Good morning. First night of sleep school done and dusted. And of course William slept through the entire night. Ta? Are you talking? I went to go check on him at 7:30 in the morning and he was already awake, sitting in his cot playing. Hello. Hi, how you going? We went into the common area and had breakfast with the other mums, which was really nice. They want to put him back to sleep at about 12:30. They want me to give him some lunch before we do that. They say sometimes when kids come to sleep school that they actually revert and are really good sleepers, and I'm a little bit scared that William is going to be like that because he is so cheeky. But I really want to learn techniques on how to settle him. He definitely shouldn't be drinking any milk bottles overnight, but we'll just see what happens. Kyle is coming up to visit us this afternoon once he wakes up from night shift. It's really hard to be here with a toddler, especially one like William when he's on the go non-stop. I'm not really too sure how I'm going to keep him entertained for a whole week, but we'll give it a good hot shot. I started reading this book last night, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it was written back in the 1930s, so I'm actually really enjoying it. Alright, come on, let's get you dressed and we'll go for a walk, hey? Yeah? Okay, this is actually a bloody joke. William has gone to bed at 11:30. I was in an information session with the nurses, so the other nurses put him to bed and he went straight to sleep. There is no way in hell my son would have gone to sleep at 11:30 at home without any grizzling. Apparently they just put him down into the cot, gave him his comforter and his teddy and his dummy, and he just went to sleep with no issue. I feel very anxious at the moment because he has done nothing wrong. He slept all night last night. He has been perfect putting him to bed now. I think the real test is going to be that they want him to sleep for 2 to 3 hours today, and he doesn't really sleep that long for his day sleep. I think we're gonna have to go and resettle him, but the thing is, when he wakes up, he is awake. There is no way that he resettles for me. Once he's up, he's up. I'm just hoping that he does play up while he's here. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, because if he sleeps the whole time that he's here and I don't learn how to resettle, I don't do any of the techniques that they're telling me to do with their support here, I'm just scared that we're gonna go home and it's just going to be back to square one. So I'm just not really too sure what to expect. What I have discovered about William is that he craves routine, really craves it. He loves routine. I've learnt that even while we're in Port Douglas with my mum. I don't know if that was just the thing that needed to fix everything. I'm not sure. I mean, we haven't even been here 24 hours yet, so I can't jump too far ahead of myself, but we'll just see. We just had like an information session about how they do things, what they do, what they want us to do at home. We got the opportunity to ask all the questions that we needed to. I got a wealth of knowledge, which was really, really good. I just feel like I haven't been the best mum to him. I've been more like his friend, or his, I guess, like a babysitter than his being his mum, because I've been too scared of saying no to him and implementing things for him because of how he will look at me. Something that I have realized is that I haven't said no to William. I haven't been strict with him because I'm worried that he will not love me as much as he should as a son and a mother. My biggest fear in motherhood is that my son won't love me. I just get too scared to say no to him. But the thing is, what I've realized in the less than 24 hours that we've been here is that it's okay to say no. It's okay to put him in a routine. It's okay to be strict with him, because that's me showing my love to him. I need to make sure that he is the most optimum person that he can be, so he can be the best version of himself, and that's the gift that I want to give him. So I've just really taken some time to really take on what's being said, what they're doing, and really just realize that it's okay to be mum. I can be his friend, but I have to be mum first. Is it yummy? Yes? You like it? William has just woken up from his day nap and he did 2.5 hours. I cannot believe that. I cannot remember the last time that he slept 2.5 hours. Kyle's on his way up here, so he should be here in the next
10 to 15 minutes or so. I had to go have a blood test today because while we're here they just make sure that the mothers are doing okay both mentally and physically, so should get the results back for that tomorrow. I'm just really enjoying bonding with the other mums too. It's really good. Yeah, is it good? William's got a little girlfriend, don't ya? You got a little girlfriend. Got a little girlfriend. Yes. Yes, lovely, say little girlfriend.
It is the end of day 2 at sleep school and I am definitely feeling really tired. It's really hard having a toddler here because any toddler mums would know all they do is run around, and the unit is catered for the more younger children. So I think tomorrow we are going to go and find a park and go run some energy out. I'm finding it really hard to explain why it's feeling really difficult for me right now. I think I'm missing home. I think that I am wishing that William was younger so I could go back in time and prevent the issues that we have now. And the other thing too is that the staff are really fantastic, but I feel like the reins are being taken away a little bit, but they're doing it for the right reasons. William hasn't played up at all since being here. He's been a perfect little baby and it's really getting me quite anxious. They say that the 3rd day is the hardest, so I'm just waiting for day 3 to come because he has to show his true colours soon. Kyle came up today and it was so good to see him. I really have missed him even though I seen him only 24 hours ago. I just love him and I love how amazing he is with William. I'm just really missing home. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I just don't know. William is not having a dream feed tonight. I have made, we're going to offer him another one, but I'm like, no dream feed tonight. If we're not going to do this at home, I don't want it done tonight. So day 2, no dream feed. They told me that last night was the last night. I probably misheard that information, but I just said no because if he's going to play up, I want them to see this and I want them to help me to get the behavior the way that it needs to be in order for him to sleep more. Food is still an issue. He's still not eating solid foods at dinner time and all the nurses seem to be up in air about this, but I don't really care. But anyway, I've got to check out, guys. I'm so tired, but I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good morning. It's morning 3 of sleep school. I was so exhausted last night. I ended up going to bed at about 8 o'clock and then I woke up at 4:30 this morning and I just could not get back to sleep. William woke last night at 11:15 apparently and he grizzled for about 10 minutes, but he self-settled and put himself back to sleep. He hasn't woken since. Usually at home he'll wake between 5 and 5:30 for a bottle, but he's still asleep right now, so I don't know, this kid's just making me out to be a big liar. So William's just gone down for a sleep and he went down really well. He grizzled for like 3 minutes and yeah, now he's asleep. I don't know what to do with myself. I've never really had this much free time. The aim is to sleep 2.5 hours at least for him today. I'm gonna go down to the dining room and go eat with the other mums. I'm really enjoying having their company around. Like it's really made this experience that much better. Guess who just did another 2.5 hours sleep? You did. Hello. We're just going down to the dining room to go and have some afternoon tea. Love you. Hey, you cheeky boy, you're so happy now that you're sleeping. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Mwah. Guess what, guys? So William actually needed to be settled tonight. It's the first time that's happened since we've been here. Kyle put him to bed and did the little routine with him and walked out and he had his time to try and self-settle. It didn't work. So we went in and I watched the nurse do it because I have not had any settles yet. And she literally just went in and said, time for bed, go to sleep. And then he lay down and within like 30 seconds he was snoring, and we left the room after about a minute and he's been asleep since. I'm excited and nervous about this because I don't know if he's going to listen to me and take me seriously, but we'll just soon find out. So I'm hoping that he has a little bit of a play up tomorrow at some point so I can practice the technique, but we'll just see what happens. All the dads and partners are upstairs at the moment in the meeting room having a information session about sleeping and the routines and everything like that, so that's really good to get them on board. Kyle will then be sleeping the night, not tomorrow night, but the following night on Friday. So I'm going to get him to put William to bed again because I've done it the last 2 nights and I'll be doing it tomorrow night. So yeah, then we'll start the discharge planning tomorrow. We've got a big meeting at some point, I can't remember what time, about discharging and what the process is and all that jazz. So pretty excited. So far so good. Reporting back on day 4 of sleep school, and today has been fantastic in every sense of the word. William slept for 13 hours last night, which is incredible, and then he had a 3-hour unassisted sleep today during the day, which he has not ever done. He's never done 3 hours. So proud of him. He's just been such a pleasure to be around today. It's been incredible. It's been really amazing just bonding with the other mums. That's probably been one of the biggest positives of this whole experience, is just being around a group of 20 women who are not being judgy, who are just being relaxed, calm, beautiful people, and we're all just listening to each other's problems. We just started discharge planning just now. We've just been an hour and a half session on how to transition to go home. Their advice to me is to try and stick out this routine for another 2 weeks. So if possible, to not go to daycare. They don't stress that you have to do this. It's just a recommendation to get the most out of the program. They said that we only have to stick to this routine for another 2 weeks, strictly, and then after that we can start implementing time where they can nap in the pram or the car. But William, his aim is to sleep 2.5 to 3 hours a day, so I don't think that's going to be something that I'm going to do. But other mums have got cat naps or very shorter naps, so they can utilize going out during their nap time and socializing. This week has been absolutely incredible, and even though I was a bit bored at the start of the week, I'm really enjoying my time here now. I'm learning so much about sleep, about life, about being a mum to a toddler. Quite a lot of these women have got toddlers, and they're giving me some amazing pointers on what to do with William and little activities and things they do to manage the behavior, which I've been finding so helpful, because I'm starting to implement some of the stuff here, and William is less frustrated, and it's a lot easier to parent him because he's able to communicate with me. Or what? Okay, that's enough now. No more. Oh, is it funny? We are going to aim to put William to bed at 7:30 tonight in hopes that he'll have another 12 hours sleep. No. Oh my god, life with the toddler, you just never stop. They have provided us with so much education while we've been here. It's been incredible. No. Where's your water bottle? I got it for you when you threw it. It's just there near your feet. Look down, over there. Look. There, look. Oh, bye. Here's your water bottle. Do you want Mummy to open it? Mummy, open it. Ta, Mum. Ta, Mum. Ta. Good boy. I definitely had too much anxiety leading up to it. This has been probably one of the best things that's happened to us. I would highly recommend going to sleep school if you can. Off you go. Off you go. enough to play with on the playground. Oh, here's the thing. Do you want to sit on your chair? Do you want to try some? But eat it. Want to try some? Let me do it. Want to try some? Let me do it. We are day 5 of sleep school today, and I must say it is actually. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a nice cuddle. What? Okay, bye. I must say that I am so happy with the program. It has been incredible. William has been sleeping 12 to 13 hour nights, sleeping 2.5 to 3 hours during the day. It has been life-changing. I feel incredible. William is just a totally different kid. He's not so angry or frustrated. He's just so chill. I can't believe the changes in him. So I'm so excited to take it home and implement it. I'm a little bit nervous as well, but so excited. It's been so incredible just to reconnect with my son this week and spend some quality time with him. I can't remember the last time we have just spent time, him and I think it was probably when he was only a baby. Even just the time we've spent together has made this experience incredible. Like, I just love him so much, and I haven't felt like a good mum for a little while because I've been sleep deprived, he's been sleep deprived, and everything's just been going haywire. But I'm finally in love with being a mum again, and I wish I had done this sooner. It has been incredible. It truly has. Hello.
Sit down. Good boy. Back, back.
Hey. Wash yourself. It is Sunday morning and we've been home from sleep school about 24 hours now. I didn't vlog a great deal on the Thursday and Friday of sleep school simply because I was doing a lot of bonding with William, a lot of bonding with the other mums, and really trying to learn as much as I could before we got discharged home on Saturday morning. I have learned so much over the last week. It has been so amazing. William has responded beautifully to a routine. So settling in back at home, I was nervous. We were warned that they may play up a little bit for the first couple of days at home. We put William to bed yesterday at about 11:30, which is when he was supposed to go for a sleep. Depending on what time he wakes up in the morning will depend on what time he goes to bed. It's not very regimented because obviously kids will wake up between certain times. You can't really control the wake up time. But anyway, he was due to go to bed at 11:30. Put him down. He grizzled for maybe 30 seconds and he did really, really well until the 2-hour point. He was due to get up at 2, but he woke up at about 1:30 and I had to resettle him. It's the first time he's done this all week. Trust when he gets home that happens. I went in, I settled him with the techniques that we were showed and it worked. He slept until the 2.5 hour mark. We then popped him to bed at 7 o'clock as per our routine. He grizzled off and on for about 20 minutes, so it wasn't consistent grizzling, so I didn't have to go and resettle him, and he slept for 13 hours. I had to wake him up this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning and he is so happy. Advice going forward from sleep school: it takes 3 to 4 weeks to learn a baby or a toddler a new routine. So they have suggested that for the next 2 weeks that we try not to deviate at all from the plan. So we have to be super strict, which means that we have to be home for most of that 2 weeks. But what they have told me with our guidelines is that I am able to take William out because he's got so much energy that he needs to go to the park. He needs to go and see people. We're not allowed to go visit people an hour before bedtime, and we're not allowed to drive with him more than 20 minutes one way in a car. William will not be going to daycare for the next 2 weeks. He'll be staying home with us. Kyle and I are just going to have to manage to work, both of us work full time and not have William minded. And I know they're so super strict instructions, but it's only for the next 2 weeks and I can totally deal with that. I took a week out of my life to try and help my family, and there is no way that I'm going to stuff it up when I get home. We have blacked out his room completely and we have to keep it blacked out for 6 to 8 weeks. And in 6 to 8 weeks time, William is sleeping like a champion. We can start to take off all the coverings on his windows and start introducing day sleep in the light. I forgot to show you his room setup. So another thing that sleep school has told us to do is that he's now no longer to have his dummy during the day. They were happy for him not to have his dummy taken off him because he doesn't wake for it. But now his dummy is only to be given to him in the cot. He's only allowed to have a couple of things actually. So his teddy, his dummy. So he's allowed to have his dummy or his teddy out of the cot, and he's to stay in the sleeping bag until he hops out. So I'll show you. So this is the setup of his cot. So he's got his sleeping bag, his dummy and his teddy. When we come in, I sit on the chair with him and give him a quick cuddle. We put his sleeping bag on and then he gets his dummy. And then we put him into bed, and in the mornings we sit on the chair as well, take the bag off, have a cuddle, and then go on with our day. This is the window that has been covered up. It has got aluminium foil on it. It's just held on by water, just so it's easy to come off. He's also not allowed to play in his room for the first 6 to 8 weeks, so we're gonna hop out of here now. So that is the end of the vlog. We have currently been home for 1 week and 1 day now, and can I please just tell you, it has been absolute bliss. William has slept 12 to 13 hour nights every single night. The settling techniques are totally working. He is sleeping 2.5 to 3 hours a day during his day sleeps, and a few times I've actually had to go and wake him up at the 3 hour mark because he's just sleeping like an absolute champion. I have been feeling fantastic within myself. It has been 2 weeks since I've last had some caffeine, which is incredible. I feel so happy, I feel content. William is a different child. Yeah, he's still got his toddler tendencies, but his toddler moods are just not as bad as what they were, and his personality traits are not as amplified as they used to be. He's happier and calmer with himself. He is eating better. He's drinking all of his bottles. He's cuddling me on the couch having a bottle, which he has not done since he was 5 months old, and I can't tell you, that in itself is just so amazing for me. Life could not be better. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and please just take this with a very light, kind heart. There have been some very emotional parts in this, and I've been very raw and honest with you guys. If you have some really strong opinions, just keep them to yourself, because honestly, I'm done with worrying about judgment, and I just want my channel and my life and my social media outlets and everything around me to be just love and positivity. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this long ass vlog. I will see you next time. P.S. don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. hear that? He just farted. Turning around the unit. What has got here? Please excuse this beautiful mushroom. Fuck.
Ma. Would you give your mommy a kiss?
Thank you. Ew, snot. Thanks, mate. Will. Get out of the toilet. Hey, yuck. Don't know what I was going to say now. Sorry, that was the chair. Hey. Will, no. Naughty. Oh, for God's sakes, you are destructive as... Don't. You have one more try. One more... You are... At it again. Why? Why is my face so itchy?